In addition to being a very serious actor, George has partnered up with Steven Soderbergh to form a production company called Section 8.
The only way you would do that is if this was you were with a person that you had a connection with.
George took on the Sinatra role in the classic Rat Pack remake Ocean's 11.
You know, Steven and I are partners, and we read the script and thought it was a good film. And I'm in the position now where I get to try and do films that I like and I would go see, as opposed to just taking jobs. So I felt like this was one that I would go see, so we wanted to make it.
The star-studded cast included Julia Roberts.
You remember the day that I went for cigarettes and didn't come back? You must have noticed.
I don't smoke, don't sit.
Now they tell me that I paid my debt to society.
Funny, I never got a check.
Brad Pitt.
When was the last time you were in Vegas? What, you want to knock over a casino?
Don Cheadle. Andy Garcia.
If he is who you say he is.
And Matt Damon.
That's the best lift I've seen you make yet.
Las Vegas, huh?
America's playground.
Of course, it would be impossible to pay all the stars what they normally command for a role.
We knew that the only way to get the movie made was to take less money, because, you know, you can't do it with everybody getting paid full boat.
So the cast, including Julia, had to take a major pay cut, and George and Steven had to talk them into it.
True, we'd send her a script with $20 attached to it and said, you know, here, you made 20 a film now, so come do this movie. She kept the 20.
Making this project was lots of fun.
It was so much fun to do.
It is really hard acting with George because I'm supposed to be steely and serious, and I was, laughing like a 12-year-old.
There's a lot of joking around. Yeah, I mean, George is, the pro when it comes to that kind of stuff.
George managed to solidify his reputation as a prankster after playing a few jokes on his co-stars.
George was sitting in my room one night, and the concierge called, or someone called and said, and George answered the phone. He goes, "Hello," and they go, "Oh, we're looking for Mr. James." "Yeah, he's sitting right here." And they go, "Oh, sorry, Mr. Weintraub, we didn't know you were visiting with him." He goes, "It's no problem. Hey, listen, could you give me a wake-up call at 5 in the morning tomorrow morning?"
Julia was the devil. Julia was the one sneaking in everybody's room doing stuff. So I hung a bucket over my door filled with water and a video camera and waited for her to come in. The butler got it, which I felt bad about.
Even after all the practical jokes, the cast became fast friends.
We become very good friends with George very quickly. And that permeates his persona and the people that work around him and with him, and he's very self-deprecating, and he's a real thing.
Why are you dressed like a priest? You're an idiot.
In 2002, George played a wheelchair-bound safecracker in Welcome to Collinwood.
I teach the circular saw method.
That same year, George starred in Solaris. The movie was loosely based on a science fiction novella, as well as the 1972 Tarkovsky film. But George said this version is more about relationships than it is about science.
I mean, I loved the idea of it, but I didn't really, it's funny, when I read this, I didn't really think of it as a sci-fi film, In a weird way, it isn't really, It's sort of it's like a love story. I don't quite know what it is.
George's character in the movie is asked to go into space to recover an abandoned space mission. But George isn't completely sold on space travel himself.
The idea of being out in space, I think, would be fascinating. The idea of being inside a tiny capsule for a long period of time, I don't think I'd like at all.
He rounded out 2002 with his directorial debut, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, a fictitious story about Gong Show host Chuck Barris. The cast includes Julia Roberts, Matt Damon, and Brad Pitt.
It's a perfect couple. TV producer by day, CIA operative at night. I think it is a hobby.
With such a busy schedule, George can't stray too far from L.A. He resides in a California mansion that he bought off Stevie Nicks and nicknamed Casa de Clooney. Few actors have successfully made the transition from TV to movies, but George has defied the odds to become a bona fide box office star.
You're either in or you're out, right now.